Hey guys, it's been a while, sorry for being gone for like half a year, promise I won't take that long of a break next time, but in won't waste any more time, so let's get into it, shall we? Chapter 1. We start our story in a small farmhouse near the mountains. There is a young boy with snow-white hair and ruby-red eyes swinging a sword that seemed a little too big for his small body. Next to him in a classic farmer's attire was an older man, presumably his guardian. Now, what could they be doing? How was that, Grandpa? The young boy asked. Almost, Bell. Relax your shoulders more, you're too tense, the old man replied. The young boy, now known as Bell, was practicing his swordsmanship. He'd only been at it for a few weeks, but he was a quick learner. He had been wanting to do this for a while now, even using sticks, as all kids do, before asking his grandfather to teach him. The reason? Well, he probably heard one-to-many hero stories. He thought that the heroes in the stories were so cool. It didn't help that his grandfather read him at least one every night, making it sound so exciting, especially when the hero would win and get the girl. Especially the girls. He heavily emphasized the girls in the stories. Why? Who knows? Alright, Bell, I think that's enough for today. The sun will go down any minute now, the old man said to Bell. As they were walking home, Bell asked his grandfather how he was doing. Am I getting any better, Grandpa? I don't know if I'm getting any better. Bell, as long as you are trying your best, that's all that matters. You may not be strong right now, but nobody ever started out strong. As long as you stay true to yourself and keep striving to be better, that's all that matters. Now, how about tonight you decide which story I'll read to you? His grandfather asked him. Really? I'll pick a good one, Bell said. After searching through the bookshelves, Bell found a peculiar book. It didn't seem like a hero book, but it had a beautiful design. What about this book, Grandpa? I don't think we've read this one yet, Bell asked. This book. I remember this. He were to read this book right now, it would be complete waste without a Falna. It would be waste of a grimoire. But what should I say to keep his curiosity from getting the better of him? This is an interesting book, Bell. Not because it isn't a hero story, but from who I got this book from. He told him. Where did you get it? Bell asked right back. I actually got it from your mother, Bell. He responded. I know Bell's mother is Mituria, not Empress, so don't come at me for this. My mother. Yes, Bell. Remember how I told you how your mother was very sick before you were born? Well, she knew she might not live long after you were born, so she gave me this book to give to you when you were older if you became an adventurer. He told the boy. This is a gift from my mother. Bell asked. Yes, my grandson. It is. What's in it? Even I don't know that. But what I do know is that should you want to become an adventurer, this will be a tremendous help to you. What's an adventurer? Have I taught you nothing, boy? Being an adventurer is where it's at. If you go to Orario, you can become an adventurer and you can get anything you desire. Fame, fortune, women, it's got it all. It all depends on what you choose to become. I can choose what I become. Yes, Bell, it's just like how I've always said, only you decide what you become. Don't let anyone lead you on, don't do what others say. You decide on your own destiny. Now, how about that hero story? Yes. Ha ha ha, you really love those hero stories, don't you, Bell? Who could blame you? They're amazing. The old man took another glance at the grimoire, knowing what he'd have to do in the coming years to push Bell into becoming a hero, and sad that he wouldn't be there to witness it. He knew Bell had a long road ahead of him, but he also knew that he, adopted grandson of Zeus, could be the one to do it. But first, another hero story, book into his travel bag and set off to join the others that were traveling on the carriage. As they were taking off, Bell took one last look at his house and remembered all the good times he had there with his grandfather. The trip was long, taking almost another 2 weeks to get to Orario. Getting inside was pretty easy, all they had to do was ask his name and check his back. After confirming he wasn't a spy, they let him in. Now, he finally stood inside the walls of the great labyrinth city of Orario. This is it, he thought to himself, the start of my story. The great city Orario was bustling with life. The streets were crowded with all types of people and different races alike. You could see different animal people stopping by vendors for a quick snack. Look to your left and oddly enough you saw an elf and a dwarf laughing together. Didn't those two races hate one another? Guess these two are the exception. Or maybe it's the charm that Orario has that trivial things like race hate isn't as apparent. Never mind, they're arguing now. Whoa, there are way more people here than I thought there would be. At the gate they told me that to be an adventurer I would need to join a familia. But which one should I join? Bell thought to himself. He decided to first look around the city to familiarize himself. While walking around he heard that a familia had just come back from an expedition to the deep floors a while ago. He was confused as to what the deep floors were but quickly realized they meant the dungeon and understood everything as soon as the name, Loki Familia, was said. He may have lived in the middle of nowhere but thanks to the occasional traveler even he knew that the Loki Familia is one of the strongest ones around. He decided to test his luck and see if they were recruiting. He asked around and got directions to Twilight Manor, their home, and eventually found his way there only getting lost 5 times. Whoa, this place is massive. It just goes up and up. Why didn't they just get more land and build outwards? Because that would be too simple. Young Bell, hi there. Is this Twilight Manor, the home of the Loki Familia? Bell asked a guard. Yes, it is. What business do you have with my familia? One of them responded. Well, I am new here and heard of all the wonderful achievements of this familia and would like to join. He responded earnestly. Oh yeah, and what makes you think you've got what it takes? We don't let weaklings like you in. Knock it off, Brad. You're making the familia look bad. Question mark. Said. Huh, oh it's just you. Don't scare me like that, Raoul. I thought you were the caption. Brad said. Sorry everyone named Brad. It's literally the first name that came to mind. Hi there. Sorry you met Mr. Grumpy there. He was supposed to have the day off and is in a bad mood. My name is Raoul. Raoul Nord. What's yours? The man now named Raoul asked him. Hey, it's all right. My name is Belle Crenell. Nice to meet you, Raoul. Likewise, Belle. So, I overheard you saying that you wanted to join us, right? Well, I was hoping to. You see, I just got to Orario and I had already heard of your familia and I was very impressed and would like to join you all. If you wouldn't mind having me, of course. He said nervously. Well, I don't have a say in this, but maybe the least I can do is put a good word with our captain. Only him and our goddess determine whether or not you'll join. You seem like a good kid and with Brad's act earlier this is the least I can do. The rest is all you. Raoul told him. Wow, thank you so much. You can really do that? He asked. Yeah, it's no biggie. Wait over here while I go check with my captain. We just got back from an expedition so he might be busy right now. Don't take it too personal if he can't come. He warned him. Oh, I understand and don't worry, I won't hold it against you. Ellipsis. And that about wraps it up. A blonde-haired hobbit said. That was not as much as you guys usually make. Don't tell me you guys are slacking off now. A red-haired woman asked him with a teasing smile. Now Loki, you know this was just to get us the last few million valis we needed for our huge expedition. We don't want to get in debt now, would we? The hobbit now known as Finn replied. I know, I'm just messing with you. You're no fun, she said, still in a cheerful mood. A sudden knocking on the door got their attention. Come in. Excuse me, Captain, are you busy right now? Raoul asked. No, I just finished talking with Loki. Something the matter? Well, not for me. There is someone here that wishes to join the familia. He seems like a good person and has been really nice and will understand if you don't want to meet him. Another applicant, eh? I really don't want to deal with all this all over again. I thought we finally went through all those applications. He said, remembering all those people that wanted to join after their last expedition. Yeah, I understand. I'll have him write an application and send him on his way. Raoul replied, a tad upset. You know what? Send him over. Finn told him seemingly out of nowhere. You sure, Finn? Yeah, it's just one person. Me and Loki can handle this. Plus if you say he's a good person I'll believe you. He told the future captain, trusting his instincts. All right, I'll be right back, he said, taking off to go find Belle. Come on, Finn. Do I really got to be here for this? I have some alcohol with my name on it waiting for me. Loki whined to her captain. Calm down, Loki, it's just one kid. We'll be done here soon. Oh, all right, but you're getting me some soma wine later. Not again, he thought to himself, smiling at his goddess antics. Light footsteps alerted Finn that someone was coming and he went back into commander mode. Excuse me, Finn, I brought him here, Raoul said behind the door. Come in, Finn told them. Here he is, Finn. His name is Bel Crenel. Bel, meet the captain of the Loki Familia, Finn Diemny. And of course, our goddess Loki. Raoul said, introducing everyone. Hello Finn. Loki. I am Bel Crenel. It is an honor to meet you too. Bel said, obviously nervous. We heard, kid. No need to act all jumpy, we just met. Loki told him. Hello there Bel. As Raoul said, I am the captain of this familia. Nice to meet you. You can go now, Raoul. Finn said, sending him on his way. Ah, yes captain. Have a good day. Raoul replied, sending a good luck nod to Bel as he left. So, you want to join the familia, huh? Finn questioned him, getting straight to the point. Yes, I want to be an adventurer and my grandfather said joining a strong familia would be help a lot. He replied, your grandfather is correct. Joining a strong familia would help you tremendously as they have the experience and the means to teach and train you well. Here is where a problem arises. What can you do for the familia in return? Finn said, questioning him. Well, I heard about your familia being a dungeon diving one that goes to the lower floors regularly. I want to go there too eventually and I would like to help you all down there. I know I'm not strong now, but I promise I will train as hard as I can and push myself to join you all. Bel stated. Yeah, no offense to you Bel, but I've heard it all before. People overconfident in their ability to grow that they slack off as soon as they reach somewhere. We're not looking for that here. He replied harshly. Loki had just sat there watching patiently. He wasn't lying about pushing himself. In fact, looking at the kid again, he already has some muscle on him. That sword ain't for show either. He has a certain aura around him. I really didn't want to be here and do all this, but I can't be mad at the kid. What the hell. I think I'll give the kid a chance. This could be fun. Come Finn. Don't be so mean to the kid. You just met him and you're already gonna scare him off. She told her captain. My bad. It's rude to assume you to be like other people. He said sheepishly. That's odd. Loki usually doesn't take other people's sides. Unless they're a girl. Does she see something in him? Now that I'm thinking about it, he does look like he's had some training as he looks to be in shape and is carrying that sword of his like it's nothing. He thought to himself. No, that's okay. You don't want to carry around excess weight, I understand that. Bel replied. No, it's my fault for behaving like that. Say, that sword there. Mind if I see it? Finn asked. Oh, sure, I don't mind. I'm sorry, I probably shouldn't be carrying it around in someone else's home. Bel replied while handing his sword over. It's perfectly fine. Besides, try anything and we'll cut you. Finn said while unintentionally scaring the shit out of him. It's not too bad a sword, for a beginner. It's got a few nicks and scratches on it. Probably from training with it. It's not that he's not maintaining it well, it looks like he just doesn't have the knowledge or tools to do it well. I don't see any scars from what I can see, so I imagine that he just trained by himself. Is he from outside of Orario? The rust could be from monster blood and he can't go into the dungeon without a fauna. I really hope it's monster blood. Ellipsis. Nah, he doesn't seem like a killer, so it has to be from monsters. Where are you from if you don't mind me asking? Well, I'm from a village near some mountains that's about 2 weeks out by carriage. Bel replied. I just arrived in Orario today. He added. Oh my. Well, let me be the first to say welcome to Orario. I hope your trip was well. When you said, join a strong familia, does that imply that you haven't joined one? Finn questioned him. No, I have not. This is the first familia I went to. Bel answered. That's very bold of you to think you can just join my familia right off the bat. Loki said to tease him. I am so sorry. I didn't mean anything by it. Bel said, panicking. Ha. You believed that. Ha. I'm sorry Bel, I'm just messing with you. Loki said in between laughs. Gods, this kid's a riot. Finn's going to make me apologize to him later. No matter. I definitely want to see this kid's reactions more. They're hilarious. Loki thought to herself. She finds just about anything amusing. Guess that means she likes the kid now. Huh, now I'm curious about him. I kind of want to see what he can do. Let's see if this sword is for show or not. Finn thought to himself. So far his thumb hasn't ached one bit, so he knows that Bell isn't bad news. Now that he wants to test him to see what he's got, he decided to do a quick spar with him. Say Bell, you know how to use this sword? He said, casting the bait. Wah, oh, yes I do. I trained with it since I was little and have been able to take out many surface monsters with it. I took down a huge orc the other day, so I'm pretty sure I do. He said, slightly bragging. Unknowingly, he fell into a trap. Oh ho, confident, are we? We'll have to fix that. If you want to join. How about a little spar with me to fix your ego? Finn teased. Huh, wait, no, I take it back. It was a surface monster, so it's really weak compared to its dungeon counterpart. You probably kill those things as a light warm-up, so please spare me. He pleaded with everything he had. Too late, Bell. Follow me out to the courtyard. Finn said with a mischievous smile while dragging him. No. Bell screamed while accepting his fate. Loki was just losing it and couldn't stop laughing at the sight in front her. Oh gods. I'm really rubbing off on him. I'm so proud. This'll be amazing. Oh. Better get Mama to heal Bell after this. Trained or not, Finn's still a high level 6 and Bell doesn't have a Familia. Ellipsis. Many members of the Loki Familia were completely and utterly confused upon seeing their calm and collected captain wearing a mischievous smile while dragging a poor helpless rabbit toward the courtyard. Many questions arose from this. Hey, what's going on? Why's Finn dragging him around like that? It's weird. An Amazon asked another. What do you mean weird? Nothing about the captain is weird. The other shouted. $5 to whoever can guess who this is. LMAO, what on Gekai is going on here? A certain high elf asked. Oh, Mama, we're gonna need ya in a bit. Loki informed her. And just who are you calling, Mama? The high elf replied. Ah, that title certainly fits you, ya elf. A short dwarf told her. Shut it, you. Loki, what's going on and why is Finn dragging that boy? She asked. Ah, well, the kid wants to join the Familia. After talking with us, Finn decided to test him to see what he's made of. That's why we need you to heal him afterwards. Loki told her. Are you sure that's wise? He doesn't look like he has a Falna and Finn is a level 6, so he'll just wipe the floor with him. She said, concerned. Yeah, probably. But it should be fun to watch. Loki said, excited to see what would happen. By now Finn and Bell were in the courtyard and drew a small crowd of anxious observers. Some wanted to see what the young boy had to make the captain want to spar with him. Others just wanted to see the captain spar, looking at Ution, or were just completely and utterly confused at the situation. I'm sorry, Bell. I had no idea you'd have to fight the captain. May you have a quick death. Raoul thought to himself. Why do I get the feeling that everyone thinks I'm done for? Bell asked himself. So, Bell, you ready? Finn asked him while equipping himself with a nearby training spear. Don't worry, I'll be holding back significantly. Can't have you dying here, it'd take forever to clean. He joked. Wonderful. Bell really hoped he was joking on that last part. Well, there's no time like the present. Finn practically handed me a chance to join. No, he's challenging me to see if I have what it takes to join the Familia. I need to impress him as much as I can. No holding back. I can do this. I really hope they have a healer on standby. Bell quickly drew his sword and got in a readying stance. He was not going to let this chance go to waste. He knew he might have an easier time trying to join another Familia, but now, he wanted to prove himself against the best of the best. He could also see how far he has to go to become an adventurer, just like his grandfather wanted him to. And maybe, just maybe, he could become a. I'm ready, Bell stated fiercely. Then, let's begin, Finn said as he thrust his spear at Bell, and Bell, surprisingly, blocked it with his sword and swung his sword in retaliation. Finn simply pulled back his spear and caught the sword as fast as he did. Seeing his swing blocked, Bell opted for a kick to Finn's side, only for the Prum to jump away. Bell followed up with another swing of his sword, but yet again, was blocked. Too slow, Bell. You won't win if that's all you can do. How do you expect to join us in the dungeon all sloppy like that? Finn said while trying to get Bell to slip up. He didn't expect Bell to continue on unfazed. So mind games won't work on him. Good. Many people tend to make mistakes when they're insulted. If he can keep a level like this in the dungeon, then he'll do great. Only a matter of time before he can join us in the deep floors. Now though, I have a spar to win. Bell kept on swinging his sword and mixed some kicks and punches in. Admittedly, he was a bit sloppy. There's only so much you could learn by yourself. But even so, Bell was still holding out on his own very well. Even if Finn was holding back quite a lot. Out of nowhere, Bell pulled out a knife and slashed at Finn. Finn, not expecting that, only managed to dodge because his thumb started tingle. Even then, Bell still managed to cut him a bit and drew the first blood. Finn responded by swatting him away as he backed up. Smart. I wasn't expecting that. Where did you get the knife from? He asked him. Aw, come on, Finn. Can't expect me to reveal all my tricks now, can you? I still have a fight to win. Bell answered cheekily. We'll see about that, Bell. Finn replied as Bell rushed him. Everyone else was just baffled by what was going on. Sure, Finn was holding back, otherwise he'd win. But even so, Bell was still keeping the fight interesting. They were wondering if Bell could actually do it. Whoa, I don't know who that boy is, but he sure is giving Finn a hard time. An Amazon said. Shut it, you. Though I do have to admit, while he's not the best with that sword, I definitely see the potential in him. Hey Ace, what do you think? The other Amazon asked. Quote ellipsis. Nothing, eh? Well, can't expect much from you, Ace. All you want to do is get stronger. She added. How is he keeping up with Finn? Sure, he's holding back, but still. Is he a mid-level one? The blonde-haired woman, Ace, asked herself. With a little training he could get even stronger. Ha. 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 Poor Bell was already getting tired. Holding back or not, Finn still had the endurance of a level 6. Plus years of fighting and training meant that this spar was barely a workout. But still, why wouldn't his thumb stop throbbing? Finn wanted to keep going and see even more of what Bell could do, but he didn't want to break his spirit. Whether Bell won or not, he'd still let him into the Familia. Those eyes. He's not giving up. He still has a trick up his sleeve. What could it be? Better end it before I find out. Man, Finn sure is tough. I'm giving it my all, but he still seems practically unfazed, save for that cut. I think I have a plan. Bell thought to himself while quickly coming up with a plan. Finn decided to end it right here before a certain werewolf could show up and mock Bell for losing. Seeing that Bell was out of breath, he decided to land a hit on him with the blunt side of the blade to force him to surrender. Bad move. Just as he swung his spear, his thumb started to ache more than before. Bell had swung his sword yet again, but this time not at Finn, but at his spear. He sliced at the middle part of the staff and let the side with the blade fall to the ground. He continued by trying to slash Finn and end it before he could retaliate. Finn caught on and went to block it, only falling into Bell's trap. Before Bell attacked, he threw his knife at him, which caused him to jump back in surprise, accidentally using his full speed to dodge. But Bell didn't let up. He charged again to try to land a decisive blow and win. Finn just used the rest of the staff left to block it, completely stopping Bell in his tracks and destroying his plan. Victory was in arm's reach for Finn. Or was it? What Finn wasn't expecting, or what anyone else was expecting, was for Bell to have a second knife right at Finn's throat. Only a drop of blood came out. But that was enough. It meant that if Bell were any stronger, or if this was an actual fight, it meant that Bell would have cut his throat. He wouldn't be making any orders out anymore should that happen. Hey, this means I win, right, Finn? Or should I say, Captain? Bell asked smugly. Hey, I'm impressed. But don't get cocky, Bell. Finn said while just grabbing Bell's head and dropping it into the ground. Hey, don't blame him. He still had to show who's the boss around him. Or maybe he was salty he lost, who knows. WOOOW. He beat Finn. Amazing. The Amazon couldn't help but bounce around with excitement now that someone interesting was joining. He was holding back, you know. Though I was surprised he pulled it off at the end. The other said, that was amazing. Yeah, Finn was holding back, but still. Is he going to be alright? Ace asked. UGHH, step aside. I'll go heal him, the high elf said while making her way there to heal the boy. Was Ace concerned for him? Later. First things first, Make sure Finn didn't kill him accidentally. She thought to herself. Ha ha. The kid's got spunk, I'll give him that. The dwarf laughed. Hee hee. If he's this strong now, I can't wait to see how he does once he has a Falna. Loki thought out loud. Wait, you're saying he did that without a Falna? A certain elf asked her goddess. Huh, yeah, wasn't that obvious? She replied while making sure she wasn't now deaf. Huh, I thought he was a low to mid-level one with how he moved. One of the Amazons said. Oh, that's probably 'cause of his training. He looks like he's had some training and he's killed surface monsters with that sword. Sure, they're weaker than normal, but for someone without a Falna they're a great challenge. Loki replied nonchalantly. Oh, looks like this'll be fun. She thought to herself. If the gods craved one thing the most, then that'd be entertainment. And after this, Loki could all but wait to see how things would turn out. Are you okay, Bell? Sorry, I kinda lost my cool there, Finn asked him. You think? The high elf replied. Ah, don't look at me like that, Riveria. He looks fine now, he said. Yeah, now, she repeated. How are you felling, mister? She asked, hoping for his name. Bell Crenell. Nice to meet you. You're 9 hell right. Riveria Lyos Alf, he said, hoping he said her name right. Yes, pleasure to meet you, Mr. Crenell. I take it this was meant to test your skills to see if you can join us. She asked. Well, I hope so. I didn't sign up to be Finn's punching bag. He joked. Yes, it was. As I said, I was very impressed with you, Bell. I wasn't expecting that from you. I never even saw the second knife. Where was it, if I may ask? Secrets, Finn. He smiled. Yeah, let's see what Loki says. Ultimately it's her decision, as it's her blessing you're getting. And seemingly teleporting out of nowhere, he's in. She yelled. Well, kid, looks like you're one of us now. A dwarf said, appearing next to the others. How did you beat Finn? Are you strong? Did you have that plan all along? Want to fight? The upbeat Amazon asked Bell. Quit it, you. Introduce yourself first at least. Hi there, I'm Tion Hiryut. This idiot is my idiot sister, Tiona. The other Amazon introduced herself and her twin. Hey, who are you calling an idiot? Well, you idiot. Why you? And they were off. Is that normal? Bell asked nervously. Don't worry about them. It's their way of showing they care for one another. The dwarf said. If that's how they show they care for each other, what does it look like when they're arguing with one another? Bell asked himself, too scared to think what it would look like. Guess I haven't introduced myself, have I? My name's Gareth Landrock. Pleasure to meet you, he told him. Bell Crenell. Likewise. Bell replied. The quiet one over there is Ace Wallenstein. At least say hello, Ace. He said. Nice to meet you, she said with her usual stoic face. Nice to meet you too. Bell replied. Oh no, she's hot. He internally panicked. He secretly hoped he had made a good impression in front of her. Enough with the introductions, we can do that later. I need to give him my blessing. See y'all later, Loki said while kidnapping Bell to her room. Is this going to be a recurring thing? He pitifully asked himself. Yes, it is, Bell. It's what you get as punishment when you run away from everyone's favorite sword princess. After what seemed like hours to Bell, they finally made it to Loki's room. It looked cozy enough, if you considered 30+ barrels of alcohol cozy. How does one drink so much? All right, kid, strip, she yelled. Excuse me, Bell said, scared out of his mind. Relax, kid. Just take your shirt off and sit on this stool. I'll need to see your back in order to give my blessing. She explained. Oh, okay, Bell said, now understanding what she meant. After sitting down, Loki pricked her finger with a needle and let a drop of her divine blood fall onto his back. After that, all weird types of symbols and letters and numbers showed up. A few minutes later, she pushed all of it onto his back, which now displayed the Loki Familia emblem. The symbol of the trickster. Bell Crenell, human strength. I0 defense. I0 dexterity. I0 agility. I0 magic. I0, well, congratulations. You are now a part of the best familia in the world. Loki bragged. It feels great. Thank you so much, Goddess Loki. He said, thanking her over and over. Hey, don't sweat it, kid. You earned it. Now, it should be around lunchtime. Let's head over to the cafeteria and introduce you to everyone. She told him. Right. As they were making their way there, Bell tried mentally mapping out the place so that he won't have to rely on others too much and not get lost too often. He took note of the place's unique design and its decor. He could get used to this. It was nice to be in a home again. Home, huh? Bell couldn't help but remember his old home and its memories with his grandfather. His sad expression was noticed by his goddess. "Hey, what's wrong, Bell? Something the matter?" she questioned him. "Huh, oh no, it's just this place is really nice and warm like a home. I couldn't help but remember my old home with my grandfather. It was nice like this," he told her. "What happened to your grandfather?" He died in a hunting accident. The hunting party was overrun with monsters and he died saving someone else before I could get there," he said, letting the memories flood back and let a few tears flow. Loki immediately put an arm around his head and brought him to her shoulder. "I'm sorry about your loss. It's sad to see someone you love go. The important thing is to keep on going for them. I've lost members before and I loved every single one of them and hated to see them go. You're a part of my familia now, so I won't forgive you if you go dying on me now." She smiled at him to ease his feelings. The one thing she hated most was to see her precious children go, and she would never get used to it. "I'm sorry about that, and don't worry, goddess, I won't let you down," he told her while drying his eyes and strengthening his resolve. He knew loss and didn't want to see his new goddess feel the same because of him anytime soon. "Thank you, Belle. Now let's go get some food, I'm hungry," she said, rushing off to steal some food. Belle laughed at her antics, deciding he definitely wouldn't mind getting used to this. After a few more minutes of walking, they made it to the cafeteria to see everyone sitting down together to eat. One of Loki's rules was that everyone were to eat together, and that made them be seen as one huge family, which they all were. After grabbing a plate and getting some food, they found the executives' table and sat with them. After letting everyone eat for a few minutes, Finn stood up and got everyone's attention. "Hello everyone. As some of you may have guessed, this young man is Bell Cronell and he is our newest Familia member. I expect you all to treat him well. Bet I'm looking at you." A loud "TCH" could be heard a few tables over, and that got a laugh out of everyone. They spent the rest of their lunch eating and talking about their upcoming deep floor expedition while Bell sat back listening in. He may not be able to join them anytime soon, but that didn't mean he couldn't pick up a thing or two to prepare for the future. Afterwards, Finn took him to the guild to register him as an adventurer and a new Familia member. On their way out, Raoul congratulated Bell on joining the Familia. On their way there, Bell was asking Finn about Orario in order to better familiarize himself with the city. Finn also asked him about his trip to Orario. As soon as they got to the guild, they made their way up to the front desk to see about getting Bell an advisor. They could teach Bell everything they knew about the dungeon, but everyone was already strong enough to handle to the lower floors, so their knowledge about the first floors were a bit rusty. It's not like they needed to know much, as most monsters stayed away from the Familia on their way down. "Hello Finn. What can I do for the Loki Familia today?" a half-elf asked the Prum. "Ah, hello there Aina. I'm actually here because of this young man. Meet the newest addition to the Loki Familia, Bell Cronell," he said, introducing Bell. I don't actually know if Finn knew Aina in canon, but for the sake of story I'll just say he met her a few times with Rivria as they knew each other. "Hello there Bell. My name is Aina Tool. Pleasure to meet you," she said. "Likewise, it's a pleasure to meet you too," he answered. "I'm here to register him as an adventurer and was hoping that you would be his dungeon advisor," he said. "If you're fine with me, I'll be happy to. Just sign out these forms you two and then we'll be on our way," Aina told them while handed out said forms. "And done. Here you go," Finn said, handing the forms back to her. "Yes, all according to plan," he thought to himself mischievously. "Before you go, would you mind telling Bell here all about the dungeon floors? He's still new here and needs his trusty advisor to help him out," he said, completely throwing Bell under the bus. Forget the bus, he's throwing Bell under a giant roaring storm, otherwise known as Elven teaching. If Aina's teaching was anything like Rivria's, some may even say it's worse, then Bell would be going through hell and back with them both. And Finn had completely and utterly planned for it. So he was still upset. Sue him. This is the last thing he'll do to the poor boy. Probably. "Yes, right this way Bell. I'll teach you everything I know," Aina said while holding out an oversized book that had papers bulging out. Is that everything about the dungeon? He asked while intimidated by the book. Oh this. No silly, this is only the first 5 floors. She chuckled. Belle shot an immediate glare at Finn, silently cursing him for the fate that awaited him. Finn just watched as Belle was once again dragged off. Oh this was going to be so much fun. That's gonna be all for today, thanks for watching. Everyone have a nice day.